My name is Sophia. I live in Boston with my husband and 3 children. I have a 5-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old. I had Accreta with my 3rd pregnancy, my little boy, and he is 2 years, 5 months old. At my higher level ultrasound, it was confirmed that I had Placenta Accreta. And then as the months went on, it became clear that my Accreta was progressing, and by the end of my pregnancy, I had developed placenta percreta, which is when the placenta actually grows through the uterine muscle. I have been treated at the Brigham since 2008, beginning of 2009, because I had to have a myomectomy, which is the removal of a very large fibroid, in order to become pregnant to begin with. When my Accreta was confirmed at the higher level ultrasound, which was 16 or 17 weeks, my primary obstetrician referred me to Dr. Carusi. One of the many challenges for a woman who faces this condition is being able to understand and grasp that you have the condition and that you probably, in my circumstance, would have a hysterectomy, but at the same time being able to be happy in what essentially is a really joyful time because you're having another baby. And the pregnancy went really well. And it wasn't until I was just shy of 28 weeks when I had some pretty intense abdominal pain and ended up in the hospital trying to figure out what caused the pain, for which there really wasn't much of an answer that could be detected on ultrasound. And so the decision was made then to hospitalize me for the rest of the pregnancy so that I would be safe. It really took a village to make it run smoothly at home. But the experience overall went well. The hospital stay itself, I watched a lot of movies and read a lot of books and kept myself occupied for those weeks and really focused on looking forward to seeing my new baby. The delivery went well. I was able to be awake for the delivery of the baby and for the first part of the hysterectomy. And it was a crowded room, but everybody was so caring, and there was, I felt taken care of, and I had the anesthesiologist, at my head talking to me the whole time and letting me know that, making sure that I was comfortable. It was odd. I think it still is odd. I think for many women, when you hear the word hysterectomy, and we say this with all due respect to older women, but you sort of have a notion that a hysterectomy is something that an 85-year-old woman needs. And so to be in your 20s or your late 30s, like I was, and hear that you'll need a hysterectomy, it requires a bit of sort of mental gymnastics. And even to this day, when I hear my name in the same sentence as hysterectomy, I think that's just weird that I've had a hysterectomy. And I don't know if that, I've had the chance to speak to other women who are, I'm a little over 2 years out now. I've had the chance to speak to women who are 5, 6 years out. And they still think that it sounds odd that they've had a hysterectomy. I still have my ovaries. I haven't met any woman in my circle of Accreta women who had to have their ovaries removed at the same time. We've all just had hysterectomies. And so I have not gone through menopause. And honestly, I feel the same as I did with my uterus. I just don't have periods, which isn't the worst thing in the world. I think the most challenging is the loss of fertility. And what's interesting is that as women, we all eventually do lose our fertility. But when you lose your fertility from accreta, your ability to bear children, I should say, your ability to bear a child from accreta because of the hysterectomy, it's disappointing and it makes you sad because maybe you weren't ready for that. He's great. You would have no idea that he was born at 32 weeks. He is tall and solid and happy and physically active, but has a wonderful mellowness about him, which is good because he has two older sisters who are not mellow. He's got a wonderful personality, and he brings us joy every day. It is incredibly important if you receive an initial diagnosis of accreta or potential accreta that you go out of your way to make sure you are being treated by an experienced doctor. And don't be shy about seeking out a second opinion. There are many women who switch doctors because their first doctor either has never treated an accreta pregnancy or has only done one a few years ago. So I always tell women, make sure you go to a doctor who has treated many of these cases, because that will help you through your journey as well. For the mothers who have children at home already, it is advised to seek help and to not be shy about asking people for help, because you will need that help. I've had the chance to talk to a lot of women, and there's actually eventually a source of pride that you end up having had this condition, having had the hysterectomy, if you end up having to have the hysterectomy, and being able to be a source of strength and being able to focus on all that is good in your life, for which there's much more good than the hysterectomy. In my case, I ended up having a beautiful baby boy.